Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another scrapbook process video, and today I am participating in the Scrapbooking the World YouTube hop. So all of the links for all the ladies playing along will be in the description box below. So be sure to follow the links and check out all of the other inspiration from everyone participating today. The goal of this hop is to scrapbook some of our travel photos, since most of us over the summer will probably not be traveling just due to what is happening in the world right now. And so we thought it would be fun to pull out those travel photos and scrapbook some of our past travels as a way to, relive those memories. And so that is what I will be doing today. Now, the first thing that I'm doing here is I am actually starting out by creating what will become my title for my page. I have these stamps from the stamp market, and I am just going to go ahead here and stamp out on this piece of pattern paper from the Vicki Boutin Let's Wander collection. And it's the one that has sort of all the envelopes, the mail envelopes, and I am using that to stamp with this blue, I think it's the blue Distress Oxide in Faded Jean, I believe that was what the color was. But that is what I'm going to use, and I'm stamping out all the letters, and then I'm also going to stamp out a few other stamps from one of Vicki Boutin's stamp sets to create some embellishments for my page. So this pattern paper, instead of using it for layers on my page, I'm actually using it to create some of my own custom ephemera for my page. So there you see, I am just showing you everything is stamped out, and off camera I do go ahead and cut all of those bits and pieces out. Now, to start my layout, I am going to take this blue piece of cardstock, and I'm just taking out the middle of the cardstock because I do want to mat my photo with this blue. The rest of this cardstock is going to act as the frame for my pattern paper, which you see here. I am using this stunning piece of pattern paper from the Vicki Boutin Let's Wander collection. I absolutely fell in love with this pattern paper. I love that all the work is pretty much done for you for this background. It is just absolutely stunning. I absolutely love this paper. So I knew I wanted to use it for a background as soon as I saw it. And I just trimmed around the edges to create that border so that I could mat it on that blue cardstock. And then now I am just taking my photo, which you see there to the left, and I'm going to mat it with that blue cardstock. And then I have just a scrap from one of Vicki's past collections, which is like a purpley blue tone-on-tone stripe, diagonal stripe, which I'm just going to put that also behind the photo so it has a bit more of a matte, a second matte. Now, you really don't have to do anything to this background paper, but I did want to just add a little something on top of her already beautiful mixed media paper. And I'm just taking some white Mr. Huey's and just doing some drops. And really, like I said, this doesn't really add a whole lot. It just adds a little bit of extra interest to the background, but you really could just leave it the way it was. And this paper is beautiful. But in any event, I did add that, and I do love how it turned out. Just a little extra touch to personalize this page. Now, here you see I have fussy cut several of the florals from one of the other Let's Wander pattern papers, as well as I have some ephemera pieces. I have some of those envelopes that I cut out, and I have gone ahead and cut out my title. So I did all of that off camera so you wouldn't have to watch all of that fussy cutting. I just, put on a video and go to town fussy cutting. So once I had all that done, I'm now going to build out my clusters. I am going to have 3 clusters, one to the top right of the photo, one to this bottom left, and then one up at that top left sort of corner. This is definitely, I would say, a go-to design for me. This is pretty typical of a lot of my pages. Will have definitely 3 clusters, and this is probably the one I'm the most comfortable with, where I have one at the top of the photo, one at the bottom, and then one on either the left or right side of the page. So I always love how these pages turn out when I have these sort of clusters that lead your eye around the page. And basically all you see me doing here is I am just playing around with where all of the different little bits and pieces are going to go. I absolutely adore how the stamped ephemera pieces that I created look on this page. I think they just, because I'm using the pattern paper to do the stamping, everything just fits together perfectly. And I adore how this page turned out in the end. Now, the picture that I am scrapbooking today is actually of the Smoky Mountains. This was taken from the balcony of our cabin that overlooked the Smoky Mountains when we traveled up to Tennessee. I've mentioned this before in past videos where I've scrapbooked this trip, and this was probably one of our most favorite family vacations ever. And this was the view from our cabin, and I have to tell you, this view stole my heart. I absolutely love this I love this view. I loved Tennessee in general, and I honestly, if I'm going to go back on vacation anywhere, we really would like to go back to Tennessee. And particular this cabin, or one of these cabins that overlook the Smoky Mountains. It is just a stunning view. I could have just spent my entire vacation looking at this view. So that being said, the title for this one is Love This View, because that is a totally true statement. Every morning I had my coffee out on the balcony and just sat in the rocking chair and enjoyed taking in this view for sure. So there you have it. I have glued down my title and all of my embellishment clusters, and now comes the last little finishing touches for this layout. I basically have used almost entirely just the Vicki Boutin Let's Wander collection, which is kind of fun. I was able to use the stickers and then these chipboard pieces and making my own ephemera from the pattern papers. So definitely lots of uses for that collection, and it's great for anything travel related for sure. I have a couple of stickers that I'm putting in each cluster, as well as one of those chipboard phrases down at the bottom. It says, I believe I followed my heart and it led here, which is definitely true. Apart from that, I think the last thing I add here are just these enameled dots, and that will pretty much finish up this layout. I absolutely adore how it came together. So in just a minute, there will be still photos of the finished layout, and so I will remind you, please check the links down below and hop along and see all the other beautiful travel pages that will be coming from everyone in the hop today. And with that, guys, here is the completed layout. The photos are coming right up, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.